Hello everyone. So today is a crazy one. The YouTuber MrCraftyPants, a 600k sub YouTuber, has recently been arrested for distributing illegal content. It's an absolutely crazy story from start to finish, so for this video I'm going to cover the ongoing legal stuff with him, and you guys are allowed to come to your own conclusions. But before we get into that, make sure to subscribe so that I can feed my starving family. So, as I said, the YouTuber MrCraftyPants was arrested for distributing material that may and or may not feature children. And yes, a lot of people have ironically pointed out on Twitter, his name condensed down is Mr. CP, which is unfortunately hilariously ironic. He's an arts and crafts content creator. You can find his stuff all over. And despite what his name sounds like, he is not a Minecraft YouTuber, which I very wrongfully said he was in my first draft of the script. I do want to say, while I make jokes about it, as of right now, he has not been charged, and since this is an ongoing legal situation, I'm only going to say that all of this is alleged. It's just safer overall. And by the way, YouTube, I'm reporting on legal stuff, so don't strike the video. So if you look up his channel on YouTube, it has already been taken down, and you can't find any re-uploads of his content, so all of that stuff is gone for good. His TikTok is still up though, and the comments are flooded with people saying they know the kind of person he is or the crimes he's committed. There's actually a surprising amount of them, and some of them are pretty funny. Speaking of which, let's actually finally jump into the alleged crimes he's committed. So his real name is Michael Booth. He's a 39-year-old man from Kentucky, and he was anonymously reported to have shared sexually inappropriate images on Kik. Not that one, but this one. Apparently the police cross-referenced images on the Kik account to his photos and they matched up. The IP address also matched up to Michael's as well. So he's doing crazy wild shit, posting pics of his face on the account that he's apparently sharing illegal material on, and leaving a massive paper trail back to him. If all of this is true, then that means he isn't just a criminal, but he's an incredibly stupid one. Police went on to say that he was allegedly connected to some incredibly bad files. 3 of which had people under 18, and 3 more had people under 12. In total, files like these were shared at least 25 times. Mr. CP was arrested on October 22nd and pleaded not guilty to every single charge. His bond is currently set at $100,000, and he won't be appearing again in court until Halloween. I want to show off a bit of the court footage, but like I said, everything is still alleged. As of right now, all the claims against him could just as likely be true as they could be false. Obviously, I'm still going to make jokes about this guy throughout the video, but it is important to keep in mind that he could be totally innocent. However, in my personal opinion, clarifying it's my personal opinion that couldn't get me in legal trouble, I kind of find that hard to believe. But there is the chance that we should all keep in mind that he's good. With all that out of the way, I want to review some of the news coverage on the situation and just add in where I can.
Outside his home, a Halloween sign reads, quote, "I smell children."
Jesus Christ, man. At this point, he should have just put up a giant red neon arrow pointing to his house and said, "Police, come investigate me." So he doesn't just have a sign outside of his house, but he allegedly has the same IP address as the Kik account and has photos of his face on there. Dog, like, he did not want to get away with this. He was practically begging to be caught.
Neighbors say it's a shocking reminder that appearances can be deceiving.
Now, alright, listen, I know what they're trying to say, but also he has a sign that says, "I smell children," and I mean, I don't want to be a dick, but to be fair, he looks like this. This is not the face of someone you trust. It is also quite concerning that he lives in the middle of a neighborhood with, like, kids around. Like, genuinely, if this shit is true, then he was a legitimate danger to people in that neighborhood. Thankfully, it seems he only did stuff online and didn't try to hurt anyone IRL, but it's not much of a difference.
But police say behind that cheerful, family-friendly persona was something much darker.
So yeah, he didn't just live around a bunch of kids, but he also made family-friendly content, which obviously brings in a lot of children. The question I want to pose is, I mean, where did these images come from? And did they come from people in his audience? I mean, obviously, they had to come from somewhere, so did he just find them online, or did he get them from fans? Obviously, I physically can't make the claim that he got them from fans, but I definitely think the question of where did these come from is a kind of valid question in this situation.
You're not just getting a box, you're getting a piece of my heart. and maybe a few of my tears too.
No, that just doesn't sound good in general. That sounds so fucking corny. Keep in mind, he uploaded this little thing at least a day before police raided his house.
Doorbell video shows Louisville Metro Police at Booth's home on River Beauty Loop in Norton Commons.
And yet they sent out a full squad to get this guy, so you know they had this shit on lock. Now, if you're like me, you may be wondering how long a potential sentence would be if all these charges were true. Well, doing a little bit of research online, I figured out the charges as best I could. I'm not a lawyer, so if these aren't completely accurate, then, don't bite my head off. I'm just giving an estimate as best I could. But according to what I could find online, just one count of having that type of content could land you up to 41 to 51 months in jail. At the lowest, this translates to 3.5 years in prison. That is just one count of having this material. He's facing 3 counts of just having possession of that stuff, which gets worse depending on the age of the person. Also, sending it to others is a much more serious offense. From what I could find online, and like I said, this may not be 100% accurate, doing that ranges from 5 to 20 years. And he's facing like 10 charges of that alone. And I don't think I have to do the math to tell you, at the very least, 5 years for 10 different counts. That's 50 years in jail. And plus, the guy is already 40, so like, shit, man. I mean, it's not looking good for him. Like I said, I'm not a lawyer, so this could be wrong, but no matter what, this does not look good for Mr. CP. Obviously, as I've said, nothing is set in stone, and all of this is still just allegations, but he will be fighting these in court. That being said, in my personal opinion, I don't think the police just sends a squad to your house and arrest you for stuff like this for no reason. And if the cops claim to have concrete proof, then I think this guy is cooked. Obviously, none of the evidence is public, especially if it contains that type of material. They physically can't make that public because, it's a crime. If they have all that and he goes to court, I mean, he's done. This guy would be completely, he would be over. Like I said, if you actually go to his TikTok, you'll find some very funny comments. Guess who's in jail? Another guy put a PDF. And then you'll actually find out that Lowe's, the store, commented on his pinned TikTok account saying, "This is such a cute idea." To which someone responded, "Well, how about now? Bro is never playing GTA 6 with 30 counts." I think even if this guy is innocent, I mean, his online career is kind of cooked. But for now, that's everything available. As updates come out, I'll post them on Twitter, so I don't know, you should go follow me to figure out if this guy is going to jail or not. But with that, I think we can end the video off. Anyway, join the Discord, follow me on Twitter, and subscribe, I guess, would be pretty cool. Anyway, I don't know. Later.